Welcome to our Tuesday Maariv service. I'm Rabbi Karen, and I'm glad you are with me. We are here live on Zoom, JSLI, UJUC, on Facebook, YouTube, and SeemShalom.com. So welcome, everybody. Again, I'm so glad you are here. And you can share this evening with us. Welcome as we begin our Tuesday Maariv service. Let me see if anybody's on Restream. Nope. No, you could always type in and text and say hi. Love to hear from you. And we are going to begin our services shortly. Our Tuesday Maariv service. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is and how pleasant when we dwell together in unity. How we're called to praise. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach li'olam va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due, now and forever. We'll check the window. It's not twilight yet. It's still bright and sunny here in Florida, but it just reminds us of Adonai's miracle of separating light from dark and dark from light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bivaro ma'ariv aravim, v'chochma poteach she'arim, u'vitvuna mishanei tim u'machalif et hazmanim, u'msader ha'kochavim b'mishmoroteim barakia kirtzono. With wisdom you open gateways, with understanding you alter times. Vary the seasons and assign the stars to their watches in the sky. Creator of day and night, who rolls light away from darkness and darkness from light, you cause day to pass and bring about night, distinguishing between day and night. Source of all forces is your name, O living and ever-enduring God. Reign over us forever and ever. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who brings on twilight. Yachai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu li'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Everlasting love you offer your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now the prayer where we state, we don't ask, but we announce who we are and what we believe in. The Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom, forever and ever. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently to your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you rise up, and when you lie down. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God. Okay, we're going to stop the share for a moment and say hi to everybody. Got a great crowd here tonight. We have Ellen from New York, Ellen, Reba, Sue, Troy, Zipporah, and Ziona. Welcome all. Let's see who's on chat. We got Albert, Roberto, and my friend Dee. Very good. I'm so glad to see you all this evening. Let's get back to our Zoom. Okay, let me hit from current slide. And here we go. As Miriam and the women went through the parting of the Red Sea, they sang this song of praise to honor Adonai and the miracle that was bestowed upon them. Mi chamocha ba'lim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, no ra tehilot oseh feleh. Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried, Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praise are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Gaal Yisrael. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'achamidenu malkeinu l'chayim, uvrosh aleinu sukat shalom mecha. Adonai, bless us in these troubled times. Watch over us. Take care of us. Help us in war. Help us in famine. Help us in disease. Protect us, Adonai. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you are a protecting and saving power, truly a sovereign power, gracious and compassionate are you. God, our going and our coming in life, and in peace now and for all eternity. Spread us over your shelter of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who spreads your shelter of peace over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Yitgada v'yitgada shemei rabba, b'yamad yivrach hirutei, b'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, v'yimaru amen. Yeshmei rabba mevorach, v'yalam li'almei amaya, yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yiraman v'yinaseh v'yitardar v'yitaleh v'yitalav shmei dekudisha b'richu lein lam b'cha b'chata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nehemata damiram b'alma v'yimaru amen. All right, a lot of messages. Let's see what's happening. Okay, very nice, all these messages. And now we think to when Adonai made promises to our ancestors. And we want to remind Adonai, promises made, we hope are promises kept. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibur, V'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, Bezochei Chazdei Avot, V'Imaot, Umevi Gula, Livnei V'nehem, Laman Shemo, Ba'ahava. Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Sometimes you know it, but you just move your eyes for a moment and you're totally lost, even though you do know the prayer. And now Adonai is our superhero, the only superhero, the one who gives life, the all, the only being we need. Ata gibor li'olam Adonai, mechaye hakol ata rav lahoshia, mechakeh chaim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim robim, somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umkayem emunato lishenei afa. Micha mocha bal givuro umido melach melech memi umchayim umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'emanata lahayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechayei hakol. And now we will be ready for our Devar Torah of this week. Okay, and Barbara's here too, so it's good to see everybody. This is one of my favorite Torah portions because I love the message. Parsha Shoftim. Judges and officers you shall appoint, and they shall judge the people with due judgment, as it says in Deuteronomy 16:18. We read in Shoftim that Moses begins by instructing the Israelites to appoint judges and law enforcement officers. V'safto et ha'am mishpat tzadek. You shall judge the people with due justice. You shall not pervert judgment. I love that. Not by taking a bribe, for it blinds the eyes of the wise and it upsets the pleas of the just. Boy, could we use that today. Tzadek, tzadek. Justice, justice shall you pursue, that you may live. Justice alone. Justice and only justice. Just, justly. Why does the Torah say tzadek, tzadek? Why is it said twice? There's always a reason for that. Maybe because it's so important to just justly. You may live, you need justice, and only justice shall you pursue. Interesting take, interesting interpretation. According to Eliadorf, Jewish tradition demands of us that we advocate and practice formal and distributing justice, fair practice, which is formal, ensure everyone get at least minimum to live, which is distributive justice. He said the prophets railed against people for failure to achieve justice. So there's a punishment for not doing it. That the Torah obligates us to establish courts to dispense justice as well as we can. And justice is dispensed as fairly as it can. Each person is judged on his or her own actions. Rich and poor are treated the same. Boy, do we need this now. All members of society must be treated fairly. 2 witnesses needed to establish a fact. I'm not taking anybody's word. 2 witnesses. Prohibit false testimony. Bribery is condemned, and sweep out evil. Justice law, Jewish law recognizes the moral duties of going beyond the letter of the law, because justice is necessary for holiness. Hold on a minute. Okay. As for the king, The king shall have 2 copies of the Torah, one at his throne and one to travel with for him to read all his life and to observe it faithfully. I'd love that. The king should get 2 copies. Moses said, fear Adonai and not turn away from his commandments. Rashi said, if the king does this, he merits his kingdom and it will be established. Women's commentary states, kings do not promulgate law. Instead, it is subject to law. There are limitations on royal power. Shoftim is the second Torah portion in the month of Elul, the month of self-reflection leading to the Yamim Noraim and to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Aish.com tells us that at this time, we become an internal judge. That means we look into ourselves. Did we judge everyone fairly? Did we participate in distributive justice? Did we give false testimony, bribe? Or here's a common one, did we judge others? There's the time to reflect and amend our thoughts and actions. This is the time to start that self-reflection. This is the time to fix our mistakes and go from there. Our leaders and our potential leaders have lives and their careers filled with bribes, false testimony, possible murders, not treating people equal, or associating with those who do not treat women and gays and everyone else equally. Turning against the commandments to be a leader looking to be above the law rather than be subject to it. Old school politicians, new school politicians, I fear they might be the same. As Elliot Dorff states, we are to be just because Adonai requires it of us. We know it's a midot, we know it's a value, but it became a value because Adonai requires it. It's important for us to imitate the ways of Adonai. And that's why I really like this Torah portion. I think it's really neat. By the way, I know Troy wrote something. Let me see what he wrote. He wrote a Torah scroll on his sleeve, the king. 1 scroll at a time. That's a pretty big sleeve. Okay, as long as the king had it with him, that's all that mattered. Okay, let's go back to our and now let's take a moment to listen to the prayers in our hearts and in our minds. Osei shalom bimrumav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael, v'yimru, imru, amen. Osei shalom bimrumav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, Ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru, imru, amen. And now we'll get ready for our prayer for healing. So please type in the names of all the loved ones who need our healing thoughts and prayers. And I'm going to start with Sid and Joyce Becker, Katie and Luna Marcello, all those suffering physically and emotionally, Dorothy, Mark, Marlene, Jean, Mary, Valerie, Erin, Maddie, Trey, Malcolm, Maya, Rose, Amy, Tova, Beth and her father, Rabbi Galit, Albert, and our loving pets. Rabbi Allison and her daughter, Dorothy, Mark, Marlene, Jean, no, I said that, and Mary. I said it twice. Daniel Hoons, Linda Hoff, and Bob Martin, the 2 Dutch soldiers that were shot in Indiana on Sunday. Timothy Paul Taylor, Diane Fishman, Betty Ulabat Sylvia, Thomas David Ben Catherine, Chava Bat Elsa, Perelbot Ethel, survivors of violence, those with COVID, survivors of natural disaster, Usha Ben Ephraim, Georgette Stephen, George, Naomi, Beverly, Rabbi Galit, all those who need healing. Heather, all Nasim Shalom family who need healing. Okay, I think we've got everybody. Back. Oh, and Robin and Seal's daughter. Mishe Beirach Avotenu Mechol HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Jennifer Bott Allison, Rabbi Allison, Ellen Friedman, Marvin, Tova, Siona, Tom Ben David, Catherine Ben, Amy, Bobby and Alan, Arthur and Lee. Mishe Beirach Imotenu, Mechol HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kikoye haratzot, vilo samanu kimishpachot hadama, shelo sam elkenu kahem, vigor aleinu kicho hamana, anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, livnei melech malchei hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'eman v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz v'yom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. And I want to add David recovering from cancer surgery and all those suffering from PTSD. We recall, my computer just wants to do its own thing. We recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died in this season and years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. The memories of all of them are with us. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we praise Adonai and praise for the coming of his kingdom. I want to mention the names of Pastor Bob Brashear and Mikhail Gorbachev. Yit Gadal V'Kadash Shemei Rabbah, B'Almadira Hirute V'Yamlich Malchute, B'Chayechon U'Vyomechon U'Chayedecho Beit Yisrael, Ba'agal U'Vizman Kari V'Yimru, Amen. Yehesh Me Rabbo Mevorach Li'Olam Al Mei Amaya, Yit Barach V'Yishtabach V'Yipar V'Yiramam V'Yinaseh, V'Yitadar V'Yitaleh V'Yitalal, Shmei D'Kudisha B'Rechu, Le'elam Michol B'Chata V'Shirata, Tush B'Chata V'Nechamata, Damiram B'Alma V'Yiru, Amen. Yehesh Lama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'Chaim Aleinu V'Yakol Yisrael V'Yiru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Rumav, Huya Oseh Shalom, Aleinu V'Yakol Yisrael V'Yiru, Amen. And may all those who are in mourning be comforted by the one who comforts all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with us. I do appreciate it. I think we have Beth on our Facebook as our Facebook user. So welcome, and to Yaakov, I see a Yaakov on our Facebook. And to all else, I hope everybody's well. I stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Us in Florida, we've been checking the Atlantic. There were a couple of storms. It looks like we're not going to be touched. Sue, we're not going to be touched so far. It's turning away. And I hope it doesn't go near anybody who's in our listening audience. We're here 5 days a week. We're here for you. Services, Rabbi Galit, Rabbi Nancy, Rabbi Deborah, myself, Rabbi Elias, Rabbi Steve. We're getting ready for the high holidays. So remember, Rabbi Steve is selling tickets for the Zoom service. If you are interested, I will be there. And please have a wonderful week, a wonderful Shabbat. Again, be safe and happy. Have, as my friend Dee would say, have a blessed week, and everybody be happy and healthy.
Toda Rabbi. Shavua
Thank you
Tov,
all.
everybody.